Let me ask you about the latest news here that Hillary Clinton is not running for president. Are you surprised by this news?
To me, I saw that and I said, well, that settles it. She's running.
Really? That's true, because she's always honest and straightforward about these things.
No, there's a beautiful play for her to be had here, to be brought to this table reluctantly. I think Biden is going to prove himself. Listen, when Joe Biden was in his whiz-bang crackerjack, he could read Neil Kinnock without his half-glasses stage. He was a bit of a buffoon. And I think Bernie Sanders eventually, I think some of the stuff's going to look disingenuous that you pen your treatise about altruism from your third home. I think it might start falling apart for kids. Plus, he's that old. I think that Elizabeth Warren, I think she's quite frankly a disaster at this point, and I think they're going to find more stuff about her as she runs. I do think that Hillary will be the unlikeliest cavalry waddling over the hill here and coming in and saving them. And the play that she should make now is that I am only doing this because you begged me to come in, and this is an easy marker for somebody who toys with the truth like Hillary to come in 2 years out and say, I'm not running. It's the easiest play. I think, to me, it's the first time I look at her and go, oh, she's finally got a brilliant kid running this campaign.
Wow. All right. So that's interesting. So you think it's kind of a fade move. It's sort of a rope-a-dope.
Hillary will run because she doesn't know how not to run.
Yeah.
And at this point, they're telling her, you are so far off the grid right now, you have to be brought to this. You can't come on your own. And the way to do that is to right now lay the marker. I'm not running. And then when they do go to her, in the smokeless, smoky rooms now that run the Democratic Party, she can at least say, well, I'll do it for the good of the party, damn it, but I didn't want to.
I guess it's Dennis Miller. By the way, not only can you see his new special, Fake News, Real Jokes, on Amazon Prime now, but of course you should download his bi-weekly podcast, The Dennis Miller Option.
No, it's a trans-weekly. It's not bi. It's trans.
Oh, well, that's good to know. So what is the podcast identifying as this week, or does it matter, really?
It used to be a podcast. Now it's a podless couch. It's currently transitioning.
Get that at the Westwood One Podcast Network. I have not listened to this episode from a week ago, and I'm sorry because I was at CBA, I was busy. But you talked about all this stuff about John Wayne. I know in Southern California there's an airport in Orange County. They want to change the name from John Wayne Airport because this interview from 1970 came out, and there was John Wayne saying stuff that doesn't quite fit with our society today. What do you make of that? And is this something that we're going to have to grapple with now that,
too many real-time things that are at the end of the world in liberals' minds are falling apart because they can be, quite frankly, they can be examined up close. So they've had to turn into grievance archaeologists, going way back and opening up Tut-Tut's tomb and finding things from the early 60s and then going back and trying to change airport names. They've run out of real-time heartbreak. So now they have to go after John Wayne. Once they get done with John Wayne, they're going to go, hey, did you ever hear of this Jefferson Davis guy? How far are you going to go back? Yeah, there are people throughout history who held stupid opinions in stupid times. There are also people who held stupid opinions in stupid times who happen to be the biggest box office star in the world. If you really want to wake up on a day-to-day basis and go back and get his name rubbed out of airports, fine. But it's a superfluous gesture anyway, because as I understand it with the Democrats, air travel will be a thing of the past in 10 years. That's the point we've gotten to now, where progressives are trying to eradicate things that essentially allowed us to step out from the other species on the planet Earth. Can I give the wheel a heads up? And fire, you're not far behind. In the name of being progressive, they're going to start wiping out all the things that separated us from the lower forms of life on the planet.
All right, there it is. Dennis Miller. You're still touring, aren't you, Dennis? I keep seeing you popping up in Pennsylvania and Texas.
I went out with Mark Stein last weekend, and I can tell you, that is an agile intellect.
Yeah,
right
it is.
There.
Yeah, he is.
We would do a Q&A at the end. If anybody sees any upcoming dates, I can tell you we hadn't worked before. So I sort of soft-pedaled it's a great show, because I didn't know if it was going to even be a good show. I'm not going to say great now. That's a little too chest-pounding, but I can't tell you. We do around a 45-minute Q&A at the end, and I am amazed at the agility of that guy's intellect.
Oh, yeah.
And then I get to come on and just apply some sort of Borscht Belt coda to his long, thoughtful dissertations, and it's pretty nice rhythm the show has.
The Borscht Belt coda, was that your garage band back in the 70s?
I think I was in an improv troupe in the late 60s, taught by Harvey Lembeck's son Michael in Santa Monica in a garage called the Borscht Belt coda, if I'm not mistaken.
I tell you, my ex-wife actually did Lembeck's improv class for about 6 months.
Yeah, you can say that there's some what is that word? Vermicitude? Something resonates about that.
Yes.
That reference.
Every time you make that reference, I know that there's a narrow few, but we all know what you mean. It's brilliant.
Well, that's the thing that has kept my career settled firmly on the mean point. When the arcane becomes the too specific, that's where I've made my step.
And by the way, that's the name of his upcoming book, When the Arcane Meets the Too Specific. Dennis Miller, I would love to get you and Mark Stein coming out here to the Washington area. You would kill here.
Like I said, it's a good show, and I'm telling you, that is a smart guy, man. He knows when he goes on about things in a serious manner, and he's pretty quick with a quip, too. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, that is a really... I don't know. It's like Noam Chomsky if he hadn't been hit in the head with a wrecking ball.
Well, you're no schlep yourself. Dennis Miller, thanks for joining us, sir. Always good to talk to you.
Larry. How's your family? You all good?
They're great. Thank you for asking. Yours?
Beautiful, baby. Happy to be alive, Larry-O.
I love it. I'll see ya. That's Dennis Miller. Check out the new show, Dennis Miller, Fake News, Real Jokes, at Amazon Prime.